What's going on, Giants fans? Hope you're having a great Friday. If you're watching this on Saturday, hope you're having a great weekend. We've got a Giants mailbag to get to where you guys asked all kinds of questions, and I asked you to submit them on our most recent community post. 2 ways to get on future mailbags. You got to be a subscriber, so if you want to join, go down right now and hit that big red button, and you got to ask your questions when I ask for them. So go in the comment section right now and use hashtag Giants to get on the next mailbag. Let's get this one started with my guy King Wolf. Watches every video. Appreciate you, brother. He said this: do you think DJ will go somewhere else next year? I think that's currently in the air right now due to the fact that Giants don't have a general manager, they don't have a head coach, and the GM and coach that drafted him and then Joe Judge accepted the job when Jones was there. I think that is currently all in limbo. But I would not move on from Daniel Jones just yet. I don't think the evaluation is over. What he did in his rookie season can't be denied. 24 touchdowns. Of what he did in his second season and third season under Jason Garrett, you can't ignore either. I don't think he had a lot of help on the offensive line. Actually, I know he didn't have a lot of help on the offensive line. Saquon Barkley didn't play in his second season in the NFL with Daniel Jones. And his third season didn't go well. Jason Garrett didn't help him out. The offensive line was one of the worst units in the NFL. But I think it's hard to say without a GM in place. A GM, like John Mayer said, is not going to be tied to Daniel Jones. He's going to be able to make any decision he wants when it comes to DJ. So this is something that we will closely monitor as the offseason rolls along. And I think once the Giants hire a GM, we will be better and more equipped to answer a question like this. But right now, I'd hold on to Daniel Jones and build through the draft and build the offensive line and solidify that once and for all and get some protection in front of Daniel Jones. But you tell me, we're built off audience interaction here at New York Giants Now, and I love reading the comment section and seeing all of your guys' answers. So do this for me. Go down and answer. Should the Giants trade Daniel Jones? Type T for trade or type K for keep. Jake Johnson on this next question asks, is Brian Flores the favorite to be the Giants' next head coach? There were rumors that Brian Flores wanted to coach the Giants after he was fired by the Miami Dolphins, and Jordan Schultz, he put out a tweet saying this: don't sleep, I love that phrase, don't sleep on the prospect of Brian Flores to the Giants. I'm told owner John Mara respects and likes Flores, a Brooklyn native, and that Flores would prioritize the G-men job at or near the top of his list per a source close to the situation. I think Brian Flores would love to coach the New York Giants, but I have some pros and cons when it comes to Brian Flores. In 3 seasons with the Miami Dolphins, 24 and 25. But in the last 2 seasons, he put together 2 winning records and finished 19 and 14. A strong defensive mind. Some players loved playing for him. Tua did not. There was reported beef between Tua and him. Tua told him that the Dolphins, should have drafted Mac Jones. I don't really like that dynamic of my head coach going and talking badly about my quarterback, but I love what he gets out of his defense year in and year out. And there was a power struggle between him and the Dolphins GM, Chris Grier. Supposedly Brian Flores wanted more control, but Chris Grier went out there and said that he approved every single player on the Dolphins roster, that being Brian Flores. So how much real control do you want him to have? My number one concern is that he could never get the offensive coordinator position right for the Miami Dolphins. As a head coach, you're only as good as your staff, and the fact he couldn't figure that position out is a big concern, and that's concerning for me. The Giants, they need an offensive coordinator that's proven and has innovative ideas and can push this offensive line in place, and I'm not sure Brian Flores can find that guy. But what you think? Do you want the Giants to hire Brian Flores? A lot of you guys have been in the comment section of recent videos hyping up Brian Flores and suggesting he should be the guy, and I'm fine with that. I think Flores is at or near the top of my candidate list, but I want to hear from you guys. Type H for hire if you want Brian Flores to be the next guy. If you don't want Brian Flores to be the next guy for whatever reason, type P for pass. If and when the Giants hire Brian Flores or hire their next general manager or whoever the next head coach is, we will be breaking it down at this channel because that's what we do. We react to breaking news and we talk about and engage interaction between you guys on the latest rumors. We're trying to get to 5 100,000 subscribers by the time the Giants hire a head coach and general manager, and we can't do that without your help. So if you love the Giants and you're looking for a channel that does nothing but cover the G-Men, this is your one-stop shop. So go hit that big red button or go to youtube.com/NYGiantsTV. This one coming in from NYG1978. Love seeing you in the comments section. Did you see Joe Judge having Papa John's delivered to his house? What a fraud. Yeah, I think it's weird that the fact he lived in New Jersey and had Papa John's delivered to himself when there's a million mom and pop pizza places to choose from. But I think we all kind of learned in his tenure with the New York Giants that Joe Judge is a fraud, and I think this kind of speaks volumes. I do think it's a little weird that a photo agency that sold photos to TMZ was just posted outside of his crib and taking photos. Judge supposedly had pizza and a lot of beer delivered so he could throw a party for all the coaches and players. And I think that's an awesome thing about Judge. I think he's a likable guy, but he's not a likable head coach, and that was proven. This is someone that did not just live up to the hype after following his first season. The team tanked, his job status tanked, and that's why he's no longer a coach of the New York Giants. So don't be a fraud. Let me know, what is your favorite New York or New Jersey pizza place? Mine is Mama Santina's Pizza in Bright Waters, New York. I was born in Long Island. We moved to Texas as a kid because my dad got a job down there, but I still have a majority of my dad's side of the family living in New York in the Long Island area. We always go to Mama Santina. It's right around the corner from my cousin's house. So answer this one for me. What is your favorite New York or New Jersey pizza place? This next one coming in from Mandy. Should the Giants draft a quarterback in the first round? I think this is something that all Giants fans should be talking about and preparing themselves for, considering a new GM is coming into place, and they have no ties to Daniel Jones, so they don't have to keep him. John Mayer has already come out and said the decision on Daniel Jones, as well as Saquon Barkley, will be made by the next GM. But if I was the next GM, no way, no how am I selecting a quarterback in the first round, whether that's Kenny Pickett or a guy like Matt Corral. I don't think this is a strong QB draft class, and I think the easiest way for the Giants to get back on top, get back to being a respectable franchise, is once and for all solidifying that offensive line, and you need to do that by picking an offensive lineman with the 5th and 7th pick. If you have 3 first-round offensive linemen, whoever they are in this year, on top of Andrew Thomas, that's an offensive line that can be great and something that would solidify the Giants' offensive attack. Some guys that the Giants could target in the 2022 NFL Draft with picks number 5 or 7. Number 1 on my list, and I'm not really sure if he's going to be there. It might be a pipe dream at this point, is Evan Neal, the left tackle for Alabama. He's the clear-cut number 1 offensive lineman prospect. Then Ike Mekwonu, some people call him Icky. He was the offensive tackle for North Carolina State. I really like him. He's a big, strong athlete that he can play the left side or the right side, and I think that's really important in today's NFL. You need to be versatile. Then the best center prospect in a long time. Some people call him the Quentin Nelson of center prospects. That's Tyler Linderbaum. I really like what he did at Iowa. He's also versatile, but I see him being a center in the National Football League, and I think the center position is, after the left and right tackle, is the most important position. They are the captain of the offensive line. And I really like Kenyon Green for this reason alone. He played left tackle, left guard, and right tackle at Texas A&M. Versatility is something that I want in my offensive lineman, whether it's because of injury or plug-and-play stuff. Kenyon Green is number 4 on my list. And a lot of people say, Marshall, why do you have Charles Cross so low? It's because I don't see him playing right tackle in the National Football League. I think he's strictly a left tackle. And the Giants, they've already got their left tackle of the future in Andrew Thomas. Maybe they would slide Thomas to the right side. I seriously doubt it if Charles Cross was the only tackle left when they picked 5th or 7th. But this is my power ranking of the current Giants offensive linemen, and I want to know what you guys have to say about this one. Should the Giants draft 2 O-linemen in the first round? For me, I'm going down and typing my Y for yes, because it is finally time to fix that unit, address it, and then if you take 2 offensive linemen in the first round this year, on top of Andrew Thomas, you'll be set possibly for the next 10 years. So get your votes in. Y for yes or N for no. This next question coming in from your mom. I love that, dude. Nice name. Should the Giants trade Kenny Zero TD Golladay? Man, I don't want to be a faker. When the Giants signed Kenny Golladay, I was pumped up. I thought they were finally getting that number 1 receiver they had lacked since they traded Odell Beckham, but it did not work out. I'm not sure how much value at this point Kenny Golladay has across the NFL. Could you maybe get a 4th-round pick back for him? You got to remember, he's due $23.6 million next year, and I'm not sure what you could get in a pick back for him. And the thing is, the Giants would only save $7.5 million if he was traded. I'll break it down for you. His dead cap hit right now for the 2022 NFL season is $23.6 million. If the Giants traded him, he would then hold a dead cap hit of $13.6 million, but they would save $7.5 million. If you're able to trade him and get a 3rd or a 4th-round pick, I don't know how you don't pull the trigger on it, because what he did this year for the New York Giants was very uninspiring. The fact he had 0 touchdowns, man, it still hurts my stomach to say that out loud. I thought he was really going to come in and boost this offense, and he really just did not do that. And I don't like to call people's effort out, but there were games that I watched this season, and I just don't know if he was giving 100%. He has been dealing with some injuries, and that's another reason why some Giants fans weren't a fan of the signing. 76 targets, 37 grabs, 521 yards, but that last stat, it's the most important, 0 touchdowns. I don't want to go out on a limb and say he's guaranteed to score a touchdown next year, because I don't believe it, but I hope he does if he stays with the New York Giants, has a much better season than he did last year. But let me know, I'm curious what you all you people have to say about this one. Was the Golladay signing a mistake? Type M for mistake or type R for the right move. What's not a mistake is following me on Twitter, because all I do every single day is tweet about the Giants. And another way for you to be notified when a video gets dropped here on New York Giants Now is following me on Twitter, because once they're published on YouTube, I tweet them out. So hit me up on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I'm trying to get to 1,000 Twitter followers, and I can't do that with your guys' support. So help me out. I'm trying to get to 1K at @MarshallGreen_.